Welcome to Manifested Publishers.
How do you do? Welcome to today's lesson. My name is Wilson Mwangu. In the previous lesson, we answered questions about a passage that we had read. It's all about life skills. Now I want to ask you that these people who have what we call disabilities, and you know them, okay? For example, the blind, the deaf. How do they manage to survive? In today's lesson, we want to focus on how you can survive those challenges that you normally face as a child or as a human being. So we're going to look at some words that talk about life skills, okay? So that will be the lesson objective. So we're going to learn some new words that are related to life skills. And I'll begin by talking about something called communication. Communication is part of the life skills. We need to know how to communicate. It means relay of information. Like right now, I'm communicating with you because you can actually hear me, you can see me. That's communication. So this is an important life skill. You must know how to communicate with your fellow classmates, with your teacher, with your parents. So what is communication? It means passing of information from one person to another. That is communication. And communication takes different forms. There's what called verbal communication. You can actually hear what I'm saying. That's verbal communication or oral communication. But there's what called non-verbal communication. For example, those people who are deaf, someone who cannot hear is called a deaf person. How do you communicate with that person? Okay? So we have the word deaf. A person who cannot hear. So how do you communicate with this person? They cannot hear what you're saying, but they can see you. So use what to call gestures, like what I'm doing. Something like this means come, it means no, it means well done, all right? When you nod your head like this, it means yeah, you are agreeing. When you shake, you are disagreeing, all right? So that's we call those gestures. Use of gesture. You use your hands, use your body language. So those we call those gestures. Using body language or using your body to communicate, either your hands, your legs, your shoulders, your head, okay? We call those gestures. Then there are those people who are blind. Who is a blind person? Someone who cannot see. Someone who cannot see. You can either be fully blind or partially blind. So that person who is blind, how can he or she navigate his way around? Okay, they use what call a walking stick. I think I've seen them around with a stick like this. With a stick, okay? So they walk around. That's called a walking stick. The walking stick actually guides their movement, okay? So there's a walking stick. A walking cane. It's called a stick or a cane. A special kind of cane for guiding the blind. For guiding the blind. That's called a walking stick or a cane. Then there's someone who cannot speak. All right? We have said if you can't hear, you are deaf. If you can't see, you are blind. What about if you can't speak? You are called dumb. So there's a dumb, which means a person who cannot speak. In most cases, if someone is deaf, they will be dumb. All right? Because you only speak what you can hear. Now, all this, it will fall under communication, and they're very important for you to master those skills in life. We need to know how to communicate with those people who can use who use body language, and those people who use verbal or what called oral communication. Now, you as a person, how do you value yourself? How do you look at yourself? Okay? We call that self-esteem. How do you value yourself? So the value, your value. Do you look at yourself as someone who can achieve something, or someone who is a failure? If you look at yourself as a failure, you'll have what we call a low self-esteem. You begin hating yourself. Okay? So we call that low self-esteem. Low self-esteem. That means you hate yourself, or you don't value yourself enough. But if you value yourself, you respect yourself, we say you have a high self-esteem. That means you value yourself a lot. Now, if you value yourself a lot, you have a high self-esteem, you cannot allow anyone to misuse you. Okay? Remember the story of Maya? Maya, this girl, allowed the tout to misuse her body. Okay? Because of some small benefits, like being given a ride. So if you have a high self-esteem, you cannot allow anyone to misuse you, okay? Yes. And if you are strong enough, if you are firm enough, you don't allow anyone to take advantage of you. We say you are assertive. We say you are what? You are assertive, yes. The word is assertive. We call that assertiveness. It means you stand firm and strong. Standing firm and strong. Firm with an I, all right? Standing firm and strong. We call that assertiveness. You know you are right, you know your space. You don't allow anyone to step on your toes unnecessarily. Okay? That's part of the life skills. Then there's what called self-awareness. Another word, right here. Self-awareness. It goes hand in hand with self-esteem. How do you know yourself? What do you like? What don't you like? Okay? For example, if you like dancing, you know yourself. So you know your likes and your dislikes. So knowing oneself, your likes and dislikes. So this is self-awareness. And there's a word that goes hand in hand with self-awareness, and that is confidence. Confidence. When you're confident, you believe in yourself. So believing in yourself, that you know you can do it. So you need to have confidence. You know you can do it. Even when you're facing exams, you need to have confidence so that you can overcome. You can overcome what? A challenge. So there's the word challenge. That means any obstacle, something that might come your way and you have to overcome it. We call that a challenge. So you need to have self-confidence. As you have the self-confidence, you do what we call critical thinking. So there's our critical thinking. There's the term critical thinking, goes hand in hand with the word challenge. For you to solve a challenge, you need to think critically, right? Anything that comes your way, you need to think. Even if you are told anything in class, don't just accept it as it is. Think through it. That's critical thinking. So thinking an issue seriously. If you are told by your friend to go and do something, don't just jump into it. Do what called critical thinking. Will it benefit me or will it harm me? That's critical thinking. Another word that you need to know is problem solving. Yes, life will always have challenges, problems. How do you overcome those problems? You solve them, okay? So you need to, it means overcoming, solving life challenges. We call that problem solving skills. You need to know how to solve problems even amongst your classmates. Of course, at school, you're going to have conflicts with your classmates. How do you solve those conflicts? Those are called problem solving skills, okay, that you need to learn. So my dear learner, these are some of the words that you need to know when it comes to life skills, okay? There are so many, but just some of them. You need to appreciate those people who have disabilities, but you normally say disability is not inability. You have heard of this term, this word, disability is not inability. So if there is any learner in your school who has some physical disability, either is blind or partially blind, is partially deaf, or maybe has some form of physical handicap, okay, maybe on the leg, the hand, any part of the body, that is not an inability. So we need to learn to appreciate such kind of learners because they are our sisters and brothers. That's why we are told disability is not inability. In fact, those learners, they can do almost everything that you do as an able-bodied student. So let us try to embrace those learners that are in our midst. So these are some of the words that you have learned about life skills. I want to give you some assignment, and we're going to use some of these words in that assignment. So I'll begin by erasing my board here. the question reads, assignment reads, match the words in the box with the meanings given below. The words are challenge, confidence, life skills, decision making, communication, intelligent, self-control, assertiveness, determination, problem solving. Number 1, abilities which help someone to be able to deal with life's problems. Number 2, ability to stand, to state something firmly and stand by what is correct. What is it? Number 3, a new or difficult task that tests somebody's ability and skill. Number 4, ability to continue trying, let me just confirm. Let me make a correction here. Ability to continue trying to do something even when it's hard. Number 5, ability to control your own behavior. Number 6, finding ways of bringing a difficult situation to an end. Number 7, process of making something known to someone. Number 8, the feeling that you can do something well. Number 9, making up your mind on what to do about something. And number 10, wise and clever. So find the meanings of these sentences from this box, okay? Yes. My dear learner, today you have learned about some words that are used under life skills. And I've given you some of them, and there are many more. Please go and read much more about life skills, because it's very important to know how to solve your problems as a young person. Thank you so much for your time. That will mark the end of today's lesson. Thank you so much for your time. I've been your teacher, Wilson Mwangu. Goodbye for now.
Thank you for choosing to study with us. For more information, you can call us on 0724 173845.